Hi, hello everybody. Welcome to a Viva Mondo webinar. Today we are joined by the wonderful Academy of Arts University, located in San Francisco, sunny California. So for those of you who are looking to study art and design abroad and probably take in the most amazing culture over there, this is the one for you. So today are here joined by Sue Rowney, who will be here to present the webinar to you today and to give you some more insight into the world of art and what you can do to make a career for yourself really in this position. So of course we welcome all questions. We ask you to ask us questions. That's what we're here for today, and we will get to those questions at the very end of the webinar. Please do look at the Q&A at the bottom of our screen and feel free to drop a question throughout the whole webinar, and we will get to those at the very end. Okay, so Sue, it's over to you.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. I'm not sure what time it is where you're at, but welcome to the Academy of Art University. I'm pleased that you've decided or wanted to see if this is a good choice for you when you think about art schools moving forward. I just want to show you. This is a picture of where you would be studying. That's the Golden Gate Bridge. And you can see the fog rolling in. We do have fog, and that's the city of San Francisco behind the bridge. You can see it's a beautiful city, and it's on 7 hills, actually, which really means that when you're walking around, you're going to have some hills to walk on, but still beautiful vistas. It's a wonderful place to be studying art and design. So the Academy of Art University is a school that was founded by an artist. He learned to paint and draw in Paris and said, if I can learn to do this, I can teach others to do it. We are located at an intersection of art, design, and technology. The picture that you're seeing on the screen shows you just some of the studios that surround the actual campus. Our campus we have buildings, 40 buildings throughout downtown San Francisco. And so when you attend the Academy of Art University, you can find internships, a lot of networking opportunities, and pathways to future employment. One of the things that you should think about as an international student is this school that I'm looking at accredited? And what does that mean? Accredited means that we have been reviewed by our peers, other art schools, as well as government agencies, and we've been found to be successful and basically doing what we say we do. So you can trust that when we say you're going to get a job, you're going to have a networking responsibility or opportunity, that will truly happen. And these are just a few of our accreditors. WASC, which is the institutional accreditation, that means the whole school has passed approval, and that's a regional accreditation. We have NASAD. This is very important. It's the National Association of Schools of Art and Design. Covers all our classes. We have a special professional accreditation for interior design. We have another one for architecture, NAB, you may have heard of it. And then we have teacher credentialing as well. So if you want to teach art and design, we can offer you the opportunity to learn how to do that and actually start working in California before you leave the country. We have many undergraduate and graduate degrees. I've listed most of them out here. The thing that you should remember, we have 22 schools of art and design, but you can combine. And what does that mean? Well, for example, I might be interested in graphic design, but I'd like to take some illustration classes. We can make that happen. Maybe you are in interior design, but you'd like to take some painting classes. We can make that happen. Or some landscape classes. We can make that happen. Or some architecture classes. So you get the picture. We can combine and blend the different programs so that you have the portfolio at the end that you really need to get the job that you want. And you're going to hear me talk a lot about jobs throughout this presentation. And that's because we're one of the few art schools, maybe in the world, that's mission is to get students jobs when they graduate. STEM, we offer 15 STEM degree programs. Well, what does that mean? That means when you get out of school with your F1 visa, you can continue to work for 3 years, up to 3 years without getting a different visa. So it really increases the value of your F1 visa. And many of our students find it's remarkable that they can work for companies for 3 years and not have to worry about getting a different visa. So now I'm going to show you some pictures of student work. This is all student work in different majors that are popular with our international population. In the architecture program, we have a Bachelor of Architecture and a Master of Architecture. So if you want to design buildings, create communities, this is the major for you. We have fashion design. Fashion design is about clothing, about accessories, footwear. It can be for exclusive clients. Like you could work for maybe one person at a time and you could design their special wardrobe, or you could work for a company where your work was in stores. The thing that you should probably be most interested in about our fashion design program is when you see these textiles, those have been created, designed, and then actually, I don't know the word I want to use here, silk screen, whatever it is, these textures have been done by the students themselves. We didn't buy that material from a store. We actually created the actual textiles. And we have knitwear programs as well, if you're interested in that. We have jewelry and metal arts. Sometimes jewelry and metal arts is part of fashion design, but at the academy, it's a standalone program. And that means you will experiment and you'll find your own voice with the metal arts, whether it be necklaces or bracelets, earrings, rings. It's a wonderful way of working for a company that may be global, like Blue Nile, or you might work for a smaller boutique store like Neiman Marcus. Photography is also another very popular major. Photography is where you are combining your professional expertise with creativity. And I think that you can see these images. This is all sugar, but it's done in a really beautiful way so that you remember the images that you're looking at. Advertising. Advertising in the United States is a combination of communications and graphic design. As you can see, the image tells a story. In this case, an international student actually was very concerned about polluting the oceans, plastic in the oceans, and she did this image, which I think is something we all worry about and is remarkable. We'll probably all remember that image. If you like to play games, we have a game development and programming department. These are some of the games that our students have worked on. Maybe you've played these games. It's a wonderful, highly paid profession. You can do the drawing part of it. You can do the programming part, or maybe you'll decide you want to do the strategy part. Any of these games, you'll be working on a team. It doesn't mean that you're playing games. You're actually creating. Visual development is part of our animation department. Visual development is where you are building worlds. You're creating characters. and you're using cutting edge technology to do that. Here's another example of visual development where you're creating environments and more characters. So you can see these two characters on the right have very different personalities, and we can almost guess what the story is. That's what the visual development artist does as part of the animation. Now, if you want to get into more polished computer films using animation and visual effects, we can offer you that as well. Animation people work on computers, but they also have to know how to draw, which I'm going to show you this next image. That's part of a storyboard. So many times when you work for a studio, they don't want to put you on the computers right away. They want to see what the idea is going to look like, what the characters are going to look like. And so you have to be able to draw those. Those are called concept artists. Industrial design. Industrial design is that major that's basically helping people feel more comfortable in their world. As you can see, it can be anywhere from a bus, a fancy bus that shows transport in the future, to a shoe. Or it could be maybe a bracelet that controls the computers in your home. I don't know. But that's what the industrial designer does. And if you're interested in cars, this is the major for you. The man who is the director of this department actually created the two-seater Miata. You're familiar with that. If you're a car person, you probably are. It's considered one of the iconic designs of the present day. And if you work in this department and you work with that director, he certainly can help you get started in the car business. Graphic design. Graphic design is where you take a small amount of space and you select the visual elements that will attract the buyer. So you have a small amount of space here. You can see the label, the color of the label, pictures of the fruit, all thought out very carefully, so that the person in the grocery store would say, oh yeah, that looks great. I think I'll try that. Illustration. Illustration is where you're working for somebody and you're solving a problem. In this case, the illustrator is probably working for the person who wrote the children's book and needed to create characters that children would resonate with and enjoy. Parents too, I might add. And you can see here, somebody has to learn how to draw, but they have to have a stylized drawing. We also have comic books in illustration, or the graphic novel, as some people call them. And then we have fine art painting. These are all, again, student work. As you can see, these images almost look like a photograph. You'll learn how to do that if you come to the Academy of Art. We have sculpture. You can do more stylized versions of typical sculptures, or you can do something like Michelangelo might have done with the David in Florence. It's up to you. Interior architecture and design, taking beautiful spaces, creating beautiful spaces indoors for people who want to have an environment that they just love to be in. And I love this picture because this is just a typical staircase, right? Going from one level to another, but somebody has taken that space and rather than just making a staircase, they've created almost a room in itself, a beautiful room. At the Academy of Art, we are so much about showing off our students' best work. And we have what's called a spring show at the end of every year. It's where the best student work is displayed, and we bring in professionals from all over the United States. And we also show it online. We have online galleries so that if somebody lives in I don't know, Indonesia, for example, they can still look at the work and possibly hire one of our students. People ask me all the time about how is a school ranked? Is it a world class? Well, a lot of colleges will be ranked based on the number of books they have in the library or how many teachers do they have with high degrees like PhDs. But for us, we explain our ranking by the way students do in global contests. I want to underscore global contests. So when you see these rankings, ranked number one, for example, with the rookies, we're competing with schools, not just in the United States, but all over the world. And you can see in 19, 20, 21, we were ranked number one for best concept art and illustration in the United States and all over the world. So that's something you should remember when you're looking at schools. How do they rank compared to other art schools? Partnerships with all these companies. These are logos of some companies that you may be aware of. For example, you may have heard of Electronic Arts, EA's on there, or you might have heard of Samsung, the phone company. It's on there. You might have heard of Maserati. It's on there. So all of these companies and more are the companies that partner with us even while our students are still in school. They come to us and they have projects that they want the students to work on. And so the students get actual real world experience while they're taking their classes. And believe me, these companies remember who the students were that worked on these projects. So when we talk about careers, you see right up at the top there is Pixar. I know you all are aware of Pixar. Walt Disney, right up there too. You can see Marvel Comics if you're aware of them. We have other companies like Tesla, the company that Elon Musk has founded. And then we have hotels like Four Seasons. I think those are probably internationally respected. These are all companies where our students are employed. Work. Well, we have award-winning faculty, and by that I mean these are all people who have been extremely successful in their field. Hamatano, right up there on top, he's the guy I told you about that worked for Mazda. Catherine Tate, who's 3D animation and visual effects, she worked on the Star Wars films, if you watch Star Wars. So all the people, I could go right through the list, can bring to you not only their understanding of the industries, but also their contacts, their professional contacts. And that's going to help you get interviews when you're ready to work that you couldn't get otherwise. Now, many of you, English is not your first language. I understand that. And you may need help with some reading, speaking, writing, whatever it is. We have support for you. So you don't have to wait to start your art education until you have a strong understanding of English. We can work with you wherever level you're at and make sure you have support the entire time you're at the Academy of Art University. And this is especially important for you to know that this is available online, on campus, or virtual. So whatever area you decide you want to pursue, we can get language support. We also have student clubs that meet in person and online, whether it's the anime club, if you're interested in anime, it could be the fine arts club, it could be the fashion design club. We have many clubs for students so that they can make friends and start sharing ideas and dreams right away. Now, when you come to San Francisco, and many of you will, you're going to need housing. And we do have housing on campus. Like I told you, the campus is throughout the city. But we have houses, we have hotels, we have clubs that all these used to be houses for maybe mansions, hotels that were popular in downtown San Francisco, or special clubs for people to come who belong to the club. We now have these as dorms, and all of these are images. So you can have individual, or you can share your room. You can share it with one other person, or you can share with several people, depending if you decide maybe you're going to get an apartment. And as you can see on that one picture, there's actually a shuttle bus there. It says Academy of Art University right down there in the right-hand corner. That's a bus coming to pick up students. You can see them outside this apartment building. They're going to take those students to their classes. They're going to bring them back to the apartments. They travel all day long, back and forth, and it doesn't cost you anything. All you have to do is show your ID, and it's just Academy students, not other people in San Francisco. So here we are. This was a class. We had graduation. Actually, we hadn't had a in-person graduation for a while because of the pandemic. But we like to say to these students and to others, defy the ordinary, create the extraordinary. We believe that when you come to the Bay Area, when you come to the Academy of Art University, you'll actually find your group, you'll find your artistic home. And now what I'd like to do is I'd like to show you a quick video of student work that I think you'll enjoy, that kind of shows everything I've talked about and gives you, I don't know, it's just, I think it's interesting. I hope you enjoy it. So there's a little few picture, a little small short video of our student work. I hope you were impressed by it. I was. I watch it a lot, and I still am shocked by how how beautiful the artwork is, and that these students, many of them came to the academy with very little background, and we were able to meet them at the level they were at artistically and take them to the level that where they were competitive in the industry. Some of them even surpassing entry-level positions working for different companies. So this is a slide that shows you our tuition costs. Every school has a price, but not all schools will offer you the opportunities that you get at the Academy of Art University, the opportunity to work with artists and designers from the field that you're interested in currently. I mean, your teachers will have jobs in the industry that you want to work in. We even have classes where artists come from Pixar and look at the student work and teach. Why do they do that? Because they want to hire those students. That's why they do it. So if this recipe for success resonates with you, if you feel like that's what I want to do. I want to work with one of those places that she talked about. I want to become one of those people. Then we're the school for you. We can offer you, it's almost 33,000 US dollars for your tuition and fees. For graduate, it's slightly more. We have associate degrees, 2-year degrees. We have Bachelor of Fine Art degrees, 4 or 5-year degrees. We have in the graduate school a Master of Arts, which is approximately 2.5 years, and a Master of Fine Art, which is really top level. If you become an MFA student, you're going to be seen as a master of your craft. So that's the cost of our recipe for success, and this is how you can apply. Here's the online link. Here's a number you can call that will get you into the International Admissions Office. Someone will work with you from the very beginning. You don't have to figure this out by yourself. Most of our students, all of our students, as artists, typically don't like to fill out the forms. We don't require that you do any kind of special tests. What we're most interested in is your desire and your passion to learn art and design. So that's my presentation for today. I hope I've given you a small snapshot of what it's like to attend the Academy of Art University and what you can accept in the future. So now I would like to turn it over to our host.
Great, thank you, Sue. That was a brilliant presentation. Lots of amazing art and designs that came through there. Do you have a few questions that have been asked, but a few have been answered, but I'll ask them anyway, and some others may not have seen them. So the first ones to kick this off is, do you offer any internships alongside my degree?
Yes, we have internships that students take usually in their last 2 years of work at the university. That's when we want you to start to connect with companies. We want you to not only see if you like to work with them, but also for those companies to get a sense of the kind of work you're doing. So the answer is yes, and there's a real reason for it. It helps you get connected to the companies that you'd like to work with.
Amazing. And how does accommodation work? Can I gain campus location or something outside of the city?
Was that for accommodations,
Accommodation.
medical?
Yeah, accommodations.
Yes, we have an office of accessibility, it's called, and we will look at what you need to be successful, and we will accommodate you on those levels.
Great. And how can I find out about any entry requirements for the courses?
The entry requirement, you should call this number or go to this link and say you're interested in coming to the academy, and the admissions people will help you put together whatever you need. It's very simple. We try to keep it as easy as possible. If you have work that you've done in the past, they'll probably ask you to send that to them digitally, and they will have that reviewed if you have the work, and then tell you what classes you need to start out with. If you don't have any work, if you've just got a dream, a desire to do art and design, we can start you off there too. We have our beginning classes, work with students who've never done it before, but just feel passionate about that kind of art.
Awesome. And with the rise of living costs at the moment, how high are the living costs in San Francisco, and would they be able to work a part-time job?
We do have some limited employment for international students. After you have been at the academy for a year or two, you can also do what's called curricular practical training. That is up to 20 hours a week. You can work in a field related to your major. Many of our international students choose to wait. However, they want to do the OPT, it's called, optional practical training. They want to save that time so that they can work that 3 years that I was talking about afterwards. But it's up to you. We do have some limited on-campus offerings as well in the dorms and in our cafeterias. So yes, but again, it depends on the student. Every student's different.
Of course, amazing. And is there anything that you would suggest for applying to make them stand out?
Just express to your admissions person how excited you are about doing this and why it's important to you. If they see that you're motivated, if you're excited, passionate, they're going to want to get you started right away. So don't hold back. Tell them how important this is to you. Tell them what your dream is, and then they'll help you get there.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for your answers, Sue. We have come to the end of the questions that we have had today, and thank you for your presentation. Thank you guys to asking the questions and to attending, and those who are watching on the recording, we will be in touch shortly to send you the recording, but also to make sure that you do hear back from the Academy of Arts, and they'll be reaching out shortly. Any last words, Sue?
Yeah, I would just say, many times young people who want to do art and design may feel like it's hard to find their group. They may feel I hear this from students all over the world. They were sort of on the outside of the typical secondary high school student. And when you come to the academy, it's really amazing. First of all, we have students, international students from over 50 countries. So you certainly won't be the only international students there. But second of all, the whole student body are people just like you who have a dream of making a living, having work that is in art and design. The whole school, we have almost 9,000 students, all of which are just like you. So when you come to the academy, you're actually finding your home. You're finding your creative home. You're finding your tribe, so to speak, your group. I think you'll really enjoy it. Most of our students who graduate with us say it went so fast. They had such a good time, and they couldn't have done it without the Academy of Art. So, and I'll just add this, many of our students are actually employed before they graduate.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for the positivity, Sue. And if anyone does have any other further questions, please feel free to send them through either by email to us, or we will forward those over to the Academy of Arts. Any other things you want to add to the end, or are you all set?
I think I'm all set.
Amazing. All right, everybody.
Thank everybody. Thanks
Thank
you
you.
all for joining us today, and hope to see you in San Francisco.
Very soon. All right. Have a great evening, everybody. Bye-bye.